Good morning, second graders. Today we are going to do another assessment, but I want you to think of this assessment as more of like a check-in because we are going to work on it together. All right, so you need to find in your packet the assessment that says 2CA2 at the top. And this assessment is about story problems. And so we are going to need to use what we know about addition and subtraction strategies to help us solve some of these problems. So again, we are going to do this together. There might be some points where you need to pause this video so that you can work on it. And then at the end of this, I want you to take a picture of both sides and send it to me on Canvas. Again, this isn't going to be our final score for the whole year. It's just going to be a check-in, kind of see where we are with figuring out what sorts of problems are addition and what sorts of problems are subtraction and how we can figure out that important information in a story problem. All right, so you need a pencil and this paper. And again, you can get another piece of paper to help you show your work. You can do it on this paper, but you are going to need to show your work for how you got these different answers. All right, so we're going to look up at the top where it says number 1. I'm going to read it aloud, and then we're going to just talk about it for a minute. All right, so it says number 1, Zeb wants to make the world's longest shoelace. He has a shoelace that is 19 centimeters long and another shoelace that is 5 centimeters long. How long would Zeb's shoelace be if he lined the two laces up end to end? All right, so let's think about that for a second. I hear a few things that you could do. So I hear that this is going to be an addition problem because we know 19 and we know 5, and we want to know how long the shoelace would be if he put those together or added them. So maybe you think of our addition strategies and you use standard algorithm and you put 19 on the top and 5 on the bottom and you add them up. Maybe you use a number line and you put 19 in the start position and then hop 5 hops to your answer. Maybe you do decomposing. You don't really need to do that here because you're only adding 5. Maybe you use base 10 blocks and you show 19 and then you show 5 and you add those up. But I also see something on this page that might be useful. Do you see something that you could maybe use to help you out? I'm going to read it again. Zeb wants to make the world's longest shoelace. He has a shoelace that is 19 centimeters long and another shoelace that is 5 centimeters long. How long will Zeb's shoelace be if he lined the two laces up together? Okay, so I see this ruler and all these numbers that are close together, those are centimeters. So I could find the 19, right? Because we already know that one of the shoelaces is 19 centimeters long. So maybe I circle that 19. And this is like a number line that is already made for me. So here's my 19. And then once I'm there, I know that I'm adding 5 more or taking 5 more hops. So if you're at 19 and you take 5 more hops, what did you land on? And then you're going to write your answer. Now, it's important when you write your answer that you say what it is. So if it's centimeters, you want to write the number that you get and then cm, which stands for centimeters. All right, so work on that. Pause it if you need to show either on the ruler. That would be the easiest way. But if you had a different way that you wanted to work on that, that's fine. The most important thing is that you know that this story problem is asking you to add 19 and 5. So 19 plus 5 equals. All right, the second one I'm going to read. Same thing, we're going to think about, is this an addition problem? Is this a subtraction problem? And then what are the strategies that I know how to use that could help me solve this? All right, so number 2, a water pipe under the school is 52 feet long. A water pipe under the mall is 74 feet long. What is the difference in the lengths of the two water pipes? All right. So I see a keyword, and that keyword is going to tell me whether this is an addition or a subtraction problem. It says, what is the difference? So that doesn't ask me how long are the water pipes all together. That would mean that I need to add them. But when I hear the word difference, that tells me subtraction. Now, if you think back to our subtraction, I know that I always need to put the bigger number first. So I'm going to look at my 52 feet and my 74 feet. Which number is bigger, 52 or 74? 74 is longer. So now that you know that, I want you to think that this problem is asking you to solve 74 minus 52. Then I want you to think about the 3 subtraction strategies that we talked about: base 10, number line, and standard algorithm. Choose one of those ways to solve this story problem. Okay, pause the video to show your work. All right, next one. We're only going to do this first page, and then you will take a picture of your work. All right, this one, it's going to ask you to think about what matches best, or what is the best estimation. Now, estimation means choosing the best answer without really knowing. And that's tricky to think about. But if you can think about how much 10 is, then you can make an estimation of how much 15 might look like. So we'll talk about that more in a second. All right, here we are down here. You're not having to solve anything. You're just trying to figure out, okay, do I know the start number? Do I know the change number? Do I know the end number? And which equation matches it? All right, so let's listen. Ren has a scarf that is 36 centimeters long. That sure sounds like I hear a number right away. So that must be my start number. Okay. He decides to cut part of the scarf. Okay, so it was 36. That was my start. Then he cut some off. That sure sounds like maybe it's subtraction. Now it is now only 19 centimeters long. So he had 36, he cut some of it off, and now he has 19 centimeters left. So he had a scarf that was 36 centimeters long. He cut some off, so some, that must be the change, but it doesn't tell me how much. And now he has 19. So you're going to look at these 4 choices, A, B, C, or D, and I want to know which one matches that story problem. Ren has a scarf that is 36 inches long. Sounds like my start. He cut some away. Okay, that sounds like he took some away. Minus. And now he has 19 left. So which one matches that story problem? And you're just going to circle one. Pause it if you need to think about it. All right, now down here, we're on number 4. I'm going to read the story problem and then we're going to think about it for a minute. Sadie drew a line around the playground that was 71 centimeters long with blue chalk, and another line that was 18 centimeters long, longer than the blue line with pink chalk. How long is the pink chalk mark Sadie drew? Let's read that again. Sadie drew a line around the playground. So automatically I'm thinking about what that might look like. There's a girl named Sadie. I see a playground in my head. I see her with blue chalk, and she's going out there and she's making a line that is 71 centimeters long. Now she's taken another chalk and she's drawing another line. And this line that she's drawing is 18 centimeters longer than the blue line. How long is the pink chalk mark Sadie drew? All right, so she had it. The first one was 71. The second one is 18 centimeters longer than the first one. So it says circle the best estimate for the answer. All right, so anytime this asks you the question, you want to think about which answers totally don't make sense and cross those out first. Get those out of the way so they're not even on your radar. So if I had 71 and the second one is 18 inches longer, well, that tells me that I need to do 71 plus 18. Okay, so my answer must be bigger than 71 if I'm adding those together. So which two of these just don't make sense? They're not going to be the right answer because they're either less than our first number. So go ahead and cross those two out. Those don't make sense. Okay, the next two we need to think about of kind of what we know about numbers. So you should be left with two answers. And I know that 71 is really close to 70. Okay. And I know that 18 is really close to 20. They're not exactly, but they're really close. And that can help me make a good estimation if I can think about what numbers are close to the other numbers. So if 71 is close to 70 and 18 is close to 20, okay, well, 20 is two groups of 10. So I can kind of say, okay, 70 plus 20 would be 70, 80, 90. So it'd be close to 90. So which one of the remaining answers would make a good estimate? You don't know exactly how much it is, but it's the best guess. And I want you to circle that. All right. Now, for number 5, it's asking you to solve question 4. So again, she drew one line that was 71, and she drew another line that was 18 centimeters longer. So 71 plus 18. We know 4 addition strategies, so I want you to choose one of those 4 addition strategies to solve that. All right. So then this question, let's think about it. So question 6, remember, you're going to pause your video whenever I'm going too fast. You have to show your work. You're going to take a picture of this after. You're only doing the first page. We're doing this together. All right, number 6. Using your estimation from question 6, I think they meant question 4. Explain how you know your answer in question 5 is reasonable. All right. So what does that mean? Using your estimation from question 6, it should say question 4, right? Because up here you made an estimation based on what you knew about numbers 71 and 18 of like your best guess of what would make sense for the answer to be. And then you solved it. And this answer, if you made a good estimation, should be close to your estimation. So using your estimation from question 4, explain how you know your answer in question 5 is reasonable. So why do you think your estimation in your answer, it's probably not reasonable if your answer is nowhere near your estimation, right? But why might your answer here be a good answer considering what your estimation was in question 4? So that's really hard, and that's the hardest part of math, is explaining how you got something. It's easier to think about it in your head because sometimes we think about things in a way that makes sense to us, but other people don't think about it the same way. And so that's the hardest part, is when something asks you to explain your answer. So again, this isn't a final assessment. I want you to do your best trying to tell me why you think your question to number 5 is a good answer based on what you thought the estimation was. All right, we are going to talk about this more. I just wanted to work through and kind of see where we are with this. Be sure to show your work. Be sure to send me a picture on Canvas, and we will move on Thursday. All right, good luck.